Imagine stepping into a home so serene, so gently ordered, that even the air seems to pause and take a breath. There's no sharp scent of bleach, no mechanical buzz of vacuums or gadgets. Instead, the room carries a soft fragrance of wood, perhaps a trace of green tea, and everything is in its place, not rigidly, but with care. It doesn't feel like someone just cleaned. It feels like someone cared. In Japan, cleaning isn't a task to cross off a list. It's a quiet, intentional practice that reflects how one lives. It's not about scrubbing for sparkle, but about showing respect for your home, your belongings, and yourself. For older adults especially, those who've come to value presence over speed and meaning over method, this philosophy offers something deeper than neatness. It offers peace. This video explores the profound wisdom of Japan's cleaning traditions. Drawing from culture, science, and everyday practice, we'll discover how simple habits can restore clarity, renew our spaces, and reconnect us with the quiet dignity of living well. Why do Japanese elders sweep the same spotless steps every morning, even when there's not a speck of dust in sight? At first glance, it may seem like routine, or perhaps even unnecessary. But look closer, and you'll see something more meaningful at work. A quiet ritual, a moment of stillness, an act of reverence. In Japanese culture, cleanliness is rooted in spirituality. Shintoism, the indigenous belief system, teaches that kami, sacred spirits, inhabit everything: trees, rivers, tools, and homes. To keep a place clean is to honor these spirits, to show gratitude for their presence. Wiping down a surface becomes more than just removing dirt. It becomes a form of respect. Buddhism adds another layer to this relationship with space. In many Zen temples, monks begin and end their days with cleaning, not as a form of labor, but as a path to dissolve the ego. When a mind is focused entirely on the rhythm of sweeping or the movement of cloth on wood, thought quiets. Identity softens. One becomes present. These traditions are not confined to temples or religious rituals. From a young age, Japanese children are taught to clean their classrooms together at the end of each school day. There are no janitors in most elementary schools. Instead, cleaning is a shared responsibility, a communal act that reinforces humility and care for shared spaces. In essence, respect for one's environment is not taught as a lesson. It is lived as a habit. Modern science echoes the wisdom behind these ancient practices. A 2021 study from Kyoto University examined the psychological impact of regular cleaning rituals in elderly adults. The results showed significantly reduced anxiety levels and improved emotional regulation among those who engaged in daily, mindful tidying compared to those who did not. The researchers suggested that such rituals offer a sense of order, predictability, and control, particularly important in later life, when the world can often feel increasingly chaotic. To clean in this way is not to chase perfection. It is to participate, to engage with your home and your day in a deliberate, respectful way. In Japan, a clean space is not a sign that someone cleaned. It is a sign that someone cared. Could using fewer tools make you more effective and more peace? It's a question that challenges the way many Americans approach cleaning. In a culture where innovation often means more buttons, more attachments, more noise, the Japanese way offers something refreshingly quiet: simplicity used with purpose. In most Japanese homes, you won't find a closet overflowing with gadgets and multipurpose cleaners. What you will find is clarity. A soft microfiber cloth, but only for glass and mirrors. A slightly thicker one reserved for countertops. A gentle cloth set aside just for electronics. Each item has a purpose, and that purpose is respected. One of the most telling examples is the humble two-bucket method, one for washing, one for rinsing. It's simple, some might even say old-fashioned, but ensures that what's clean stays clean and what's dirty doesn't linger. This practice reflects a broader principle. Don't put back what you've already removed. It's a philosophy of integrity, even in the smallest motions. There's also the wooden scrub brush, compact and palm-sized, often made from natural fibers. With no motors, no noise, and no disposable parts, it slides into corners and crevices with quiet precision. These aren't flashy tools. They're thoughtful ones. They invite the user to slow down, to be present, to feel the weight and texture of the act itself. This methodical approach is no accident. It ties directly to the Japanese concept of kata, form, pattern, and the discipline of doing things with attention. In cultural psychology, kata is more than routine. It's structure with soul, and it has measurable benefits. A recent study from Nagoya University found that older adults who performed repeated, purposeful physical actions, like cleaning with simple tools, reported lower stress levels and improved cognitive clarity compared to those engaged in more chaotic or haphazard routines. Minimal tools, then, are not a constraint. They are a container, holding our attention, simplifying our surroundings, and creating space for something quieter to emerge. In Japan, it's not the tool that defines the result. It's the intention behind its use. And when every item in your cleaning kit has a role, cleaning becomes less of a task and more of a rhythm, a slow, steady breath that moves through your home. What if your home never got truly dirty? Not because someone cleaned it top to bottom each day, but because it never had the chance to fall into disarray in the first place. That's the quiet promise behind one of Japan's most powerful habits, cleaning as you go. There's a saying in Japanese, "Owari wa hajimari." The end is the beginning. It's a philosophy that flows through daily life. In the kitchen, a used spoon is rinsed before another is picked up. After a shower, the floor is towel dried and the walls wiped clean. When brushing teeth, the sink is gently swiped before putting the brush away. These are not chores. They are pauses, small, almost invisible acts of maintenance that keep the space in rhythm. Over time, these micro moments create a home that never slips into chaos. There's no build-up, no overwhelming Saturday cleanup, no dread. The environment stays gently ordered, which in turn calms the mind. It's not just practical, it's psychological. Recent neuropsychology research from Tohoku University supports this. In a 2022 study on aging populations, researchers found that older adults who practice consistent, low-effort home rituals, like light daily cleaning, showed reduced cortisol levels, the body's stress hormone. These individuals reported feeling more grounded, less anxious, and more in control of their time and surroundings. Cleaning as you go doesn't require more work. It simply asks for presence in the moment. And in return, it offers something surprisingly profound, a space that supports you, not just at the end of the day, but at every step throughout it. In Japan, this mindset has long shaped a gentler approach to cleaning, one that trades synthetic chemicals for the kind of ingredients you might find in your kitchen. Step into many Japanese homes and you'll find vinegar in the cabinet, not just for cooking, but for cleaning. A squeeze of lemon, a spoonful of baking soda, a handful of used green tea leaves. These humble materials become powerful tools when used with care. Vinegar, diluted with water, leaves windows streak-free and tiles gleaming. Baking soda scours stovetops without leaving a scratch. Lemon adds natural antibacterial power and a fresh, bright scent. Even green tea, dried after brewing, finds new life, deodorizing shoes or keeping the trash bin fresh. More than tradition, there's science behind this simplicity. Researchers at Osaka University have confirmed that natural acids like acetic acid and vinegar can disinfect surfaces just as effectively as many store-bought cleaners. Perhaps more importantly, these natural options avoid the respiratory risks that chemical cleaners pose, an issue particularly relevant for older adults, young children, and anyone with sensitivities. Making your own cleaners may sound like a chore, but for many, it becomes a quiet act of empowerment. You know exactly what's in each bottle. You're not dependent on brand names or warning labels. Instead, you're choosing ingredients that are safe for your grandchildren, kind to your pets, and gentle on your lungs. There's also a kind of satisfaction in the process. Mixing a solution by hand, storing it in a simple glass jar, and knowing it came from your own kitchen, it brings a sense of purpose to the everyday. In this way, cleaning returns to what it once was, an act of care not just for your space, but for the people who live within it. What if opening a drawer could lower your blood pressure? It might sound far-fetched until you experience the quiet order of a Japanese home, where even the smallest spaces are treated with intention. There's a kind of hush built into the way drawers glide open, towels sit folded like soft origami, and walls shift silently on sliding panels. It's not just about saving space. It's about cultivating stillness. One of the most widely known Japanese approaches to tidiness is the KonMari method, which encourages folding clothes into compact, upright rectangles, so you can see each item at a glance. But this method isn't just about organizing socks. It's about building a relationship with your belongings. Each fold is a moment of touch, of attention, of quiet. Beyond folding, Japanese homes often feature sliding doors and shoji screens, lightweight partitions that create flexible boundaries without adding visual clutter. In a small home, this flexibility isn't just practical, it's peaceful. The space adapts to the moment. A dining nook becomes a reading corner. A cluttered corner becomes a hidden retreat. This harmony between form and function has a measurable effect. Researchers at Waseda University studied older adults living in compact, well-organized spaces and found a strong correlation between reduced clutter and improved cognitive clarity. Participants reported feeling less overwhelmed, more focused, and more at ease in their daily routines. In essence, when the environment flows, the mind follows. Clutter doesn't just take up space on the floor. It takes up space in the mind. By embracing thoughtful folding, fluid layouts, and design choices that invite breath and light, Japanese homes create a kind of visual silence. And that silence, like the soft creak of a sliding door or the smooth edge of a perfectly folded towel, becomes part of the atmosphere. It reminds you that peace isn't just found in quiet places. Sometimes it's built into the drawers, the doors, and the very way your space holds itself. What if the bathroom became the most peaceful room in your home? In many Japanese households, that's exactly what it is. A space not just for hygiene, but for restoration. Warm light, soft textures, and a rhythm of care transform this everyday room into a place of quiet dignity. Cleaning in this context isn't rushed. It's woven into routine. After each shower, the walls are gently rinsed, the floor towel dried. A soft cloth wipes down the faucet. Even an old toothbrush becomes a precision tool, reaching into corners, scrubbing gently around fixtures. There are no harsh chemicals, no scrubbing and frustration. Just steam, warmth, and mindfulness. Even towels are treated with respect. After use, they're rinsed with hot water, wrung out, and hung carefully to dry. It's not about obsessiveness. It's about giving even the smallest objects the care they deserve. This respect extends to public bathrooms as well, where heated seats, sound masking devices, and built-in bidets are not luxuries, but standard features. It's an expression of hospitality. In Japan, personal comfort is not treated as indulgent. It's considered a basic courtesy. According to a 2023 study from Tokyo Medical University, elderly Japanese adults who maintained regular cleaning habits in their bathrooms reported higher overall life satisfaction. The study linked these habits to feelings of autonomy, routine stability, and self-worth. The bathroom, then, is not just where we clean ourselves. It's where we return to ourselves. With care, it becomes a personal sanctuary, quiet, warm, and deeply human. Dust is lazy. It hides if you don't chase it. That simple observation, shared by a retired engineer in Sapporo, captures the essence of Japanese attention to detail. Because in a home where even the vents behind the television or the track beneath a sliding door receive care, nothing is overlooked. The tools are modest. A handheld air compressor to gently blow dust from electronics. A crumpled sheet of old newspaper to polish glass without streaks. A barely damp cloth to lift dust without scattering it. Each is chosen not for flash, but for function. This kind of care isn't about appearances. It's about what no one sees. The tucked away places, the ignored corners, the hidden buildup. In Japanese culture, there's a value placed on the unspoken effort, the quiet work done not for praise, but because it matters. Research from Keio University supports this sensibility. In a study on particulate exposure in aging populations, cleaner living environments, especially those with regular attention to fine dust, were linked to better respiratory health and reduced inflammation. To dust well is to notice the unnoticed. And when you care for what others might miss, your home becomes more than clean. It becomes considered. How you treat your trash reflects how you treat your home and the world beyond it. In Japan, waste is not something to toss and forget. It's sorted, rinsed, folded, and placed with care. Even garbage is treated with dignity. Every neighborhood has its schedule. Burnables on certain days, non-burnables on others, plastics and paper on alternating weeks. Containers must be clean. Bags must be tied just so. Leave it out too early or mix items incorrectly, and you'll likely get a polite reminder from neighbor. This isn't bureaucracy for its own sake. It's a philosophy. Waste is still part of the household. Managing it thoughtfully reinforces awareness, responsibility, and even gratitude for what we use and for what we discard. Behavioral researchers in Japan have noted that communities with strong waste sorting rituals also display higher levels of environmental empathy and civic cooperation. In homes, it's common to reuse items before discarding them. Use tea leaves to freshen shoes, orange peels to clean sinks, old towels turned into rags. When nothing is tossed carelessly, everything gains value. Even the act of throwing something away becomes part of the rhythm of care. We began with the image of a quiet home, soft light, gentle order, the subtle welcome of a space that has been cared for. Now, we return to that vision, not just as an ideal, but as something possible, practical, and deeply human. In Japan, cleaning is not about achieving perfection. It's about participating, showing up each day with intention, presence, and respect for your space. From the swipe of a cloth to the folding of a towel, every act becomes a small expression of care. And when done consistently, these gestures build a life not of tasks, but of rhythm. For older Americans seeking simplicity, calm, and connection in daily life, this philosophy offers more than clean counters. It offers clarity, dignity, even joy. Because in every swipe of the cloth, you're not just wiping dust, you're writing your story into the space. And that story, written with quiet hands and a clear heart, can be a beautiful one.